Why the sell-off yesterday? Stimulus fears in the US or profit taking or both? Has Paul Rickard got Afterpay terribly wrong? And will we see a post-US election vaccine-driven leg up? I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're mad about money. I'm dying to get into the Afterpay and Paul Rickard one, but
I thought you'd be ready to do it. You can bring that knife out, is that right?
But we're going to start off with, why did the market sell off, Paul? The stimulus talks, is it people just made too much money in recent times and they wanted to make some profit, or what?
Well, we've had a big run on the Australian market, Peter, and I was a bit surprised to see we actually were trading a little bit positive early on yesterday, but that was on the back of some reports coming out that the stimulus discussions are still happening, and
the Americans, they play ducks and drakes.
Yeah, and I think we're going to expect this over the next 2.5 weeks. We are in a really uncertain period. There'll be lots of political shenanigans, lots of news. The US market will get nervous. We'll get market. We'll try to preempt what the US market is going to do.
Fake news in
Who
there,
knows?
fake
But
news.
look, it's been a good performance from the Aussie market and a bit of profit taking.
Do
was
we
probably
call it
overdue.
the Frydenberg rally, Paul? Because since the budget, we've just lapped it up, haven't we?
We have. I don't know where the Frydenberg rally really goes. It's not what I'd give full marks for an alliteration, Peter.
I'm the first guy to use it, I reckon.
You probably are the first guy to use it. I forget what it is. You put your F's and your R's together. There is something for that, right?
Yeah, we're working
I won't go down there. But anyhow, look, yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see a little more volatility in the next couple of weeks. Until the US election's out of the way, we're going to follow the leader and vice versa. So,
to my way of thinking, it's just interesting that we are willing to buy, and I think our last issue around vaccines is an important one there. Paul, look, you're a big man. You can take it when you get it wrong. Afterpay. What in the hell? I thought you were partially right, to be fair, but you almost
I put a sale on it at $75. It's now $102, or got over $102 yesterday. It has gone back down there very briefly, but it's bounced. It's up 33% in the last month or so.
A lot of belief in this business.
A lot of belief in this business. And look, to their credit, it wasn't that the company hasn't done a great job. I've just always felt at the view it was too expensive, and that margin, about the 4% it charges merchant, was going to be cannibalised over time. In other words, eaten away. Now, I still think that's going to happen, but the market's in love with Afterpay. Yesterday's announcement with Westpac, I guess, you could say that's
Afterpay and Westpac. How are they going to operate?
Effectively, Afterpay is going to be, it's sort of like banking as a service. In other words, effectively Afterpay is going to offer Westpac products branded as Afterpay to its customers.
So someone have a bank account linked to their Afterpay account?
Yeah, you'll be able to have a bank account linked to your Afterpay account. You'll be able to have some budgeting tools, and for a young millennial, potentially they may open their first bank account with Afterpay. It'll be provided by Westpac behind it, but sometimes they'll pay a bill, they'll send money to a friend, or they'll make a purchase using Afterpay. It
might be alone, because Afterpay has a much cooler brand than Westpac. But Paul, even Zip has gone to Visa. Both these businesses keep coming up with innovations. And I think that partly explains why their share price keeps going up.
Look, it's a good deal for Afterpay. And it won't roll out till over 12 months. It'll take a long time before this makes any money, but it does show you the direction that Afterpay is trying to head. They're realising that what else they can do in Australia simply by charging merchants for people to purchase things through Afterpay at 4%. It won't last forever. That's going to come down.
Coming in as well.
It's going to come in. And that's exactly what Zip is doing with its deal with Visa. Effectively, using either Apple Pay or Google Pay, you'll be able to just buy anything like a cup of coffee, by Zip and something. I forget the acronym. Zip Flick or something, or Zip
Tap, isn't it?
Zip Tap and Zip, or Zip and Tap or
who
something.
cares? It's beyond us.
But it's changing now that Zip won't. It also won't get the 4%. It'll just get effectively like a credit card margin or a debit card margin out of that. Yeah. But it's what they're doing. They're changing the service they provide into a much more mainstream product.
And it's diversification, which helps businesses grow.
So have I got Afterpay wrong? Yes, I got it wrong at $75. Would I buy Afterpay now at $102? Look, I probably wouldn't. It's got its own momentum. No. But
if it sell off, would you buy it at 75?
Look, when it sells off hard, I'll buy it again, right? Yeah, okay. But look, at the moment, it's got its own momentum, and I'm happy to say I made the call.
And there was a time when you weren't a zero believer, and you are a zero believer.
I call zero terribly expensive at $40. it did actually go back to about 14, and it took me a long time to jump back onto it. At $116 or $117, wherever it is today.
You're laughing all the way to the bank.
Well, I am. It's pretty expensive, but look, again, I wasn't a zero believer for a long time until I spoke to a number of accountants and just saw how much they love the product.
Yeah. Last one. Will we see a post-US election rally, a leg up? And I'm kind of thinking, if the vaccine news keeps going the way it is, I think we're a chance for.
Look, I think we're a chance. I think people will look. It'll be a sugar hit. I agreed with Anthony Doyle, who spoke at our conference yesterday, and I almost called out one of your slides, Peter, but you'd already put it up, so I couldn't, and it was virtual, so very hard to call out.
Yes.
But what
I would have rejected a call out.
What Anthony's point was he thinks, sure, you get a vaccine announcement, absolute big sugar hit to the market, but then the market will start to worry about is actually how you roll the damn thing out.
Yeah.
And rolling out of this vaccine is not going to be a trivial exercise. Not only forget the number of people, but you just think about the fact that at the moment all the vaccines are double dose. So you've got to get vaccinated twice within a certain period. Then you've got to go through all the anti-vaxxers and other people. How will you know whether the person you're sitting next to on the plane has been vaccinated or not? This is not going to be a trivial exercise. We're still doing, Rotary's been working on polio. It's been 45 years and we haven't got everyone vaccinated. So I think Anthony's point yesterday was, Peter, that perhaps you're a little bit too glass half full on this. Sure, a sugar hit once you get a vaccine, then people will start to worry about just how effective it is and how hard it is going to be to roll out.
If anyone out there is asking themselves, was this guy a banker? The answer is yes. Only a banker would throw a wet blanket on that kind of story, like the vaccine will save us all. And of course, Anthony Doyle, he was a banker as well.
Well, he was, but he's a smart banker, and sometimes bankers get it right. Anyhow, look, to your point, yes, a vaccine is good for the market. I think you're running out of time, though, for your pre-Christmas call. And that's what I was going to call out yesterday and say, Peter Switzer, you're wrong. But I've been wrong before too.
Okay. Well, I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're mad about money. And on that subject, if you want to check out day 2 of the Switzer Investor Strategy Day, it starts in about half an hour. Just click on the link in the description box below. And guess what? Josh Frydenberg is making a guest appearance. Make sure you show up. Look forward to seeing you there.